This lesson is on section 3.2 called Estimating Square Roots. I put this chart actually on the screen just to kind of remind you of kind of what perfect squares are. Last section we talked about what square roots were, and when looking at these numbers, these perfect squares, so if we look at this chart, 1 to the second power is 1. So the square root of 1 is 1. So let's look at 4 to the second power. Well, 4 to the second power is 16. So the square root of 16 is 4. See how we can go backwards? Square root of 25 is 5 because 5 to the second power is 25. And, lastly, 10 to the second power is 100. So the square root of 100 is 10. So what happens if I ask you to find the square root of a number that's not a perfect square? And that's what we're doing in this lesson today. So we're going to be kind of referring back to this chart throughout this lesson. So example 1 says, estimate the square root of 8 to the nearest whole number. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to kind of think about what these perfect squares kind of in this chart. And you're going to look at, okay, well, what number is close to 8 that would be a perfect square? So 8 is close to 9, and the square root of 9 is 3. I'm going to say that again. If I look at the square root of 8, this number 8, that's close to 9. It's only 1 away from 9. And the square root of 9 is 3. So I'm going to estimate that the square root of 8 is about, and I kind of use these squiggly signs for about, is about 3. Notice all I have to do is round the number that I'm given to the nearest perfect square in order to solve my estimation problem. Let's do another example. Estimate 79 3/10, and I actually forgot to put the square root sign, the square root of it to the nearest whole number. Okay, so I'm going to look at the number 79 3/10. What number is that close to that would make a perfect square? Well, I can even go back to my chart. Hopefully we kind of know this by hand. Well, we know 79 is close to 80. Well, 80, what number is a perfect square? 80 is pretty close to 81. And what do we know about what two numbers make 81? 9. So what we can do is we can estimate that 79 3/10 is close to 81, and the square root of 81 equals 9. So I can estimate that the square root of 79 3/10 is 9. And again, we'll go back to the chart. We're looking at that perfect square right there. So let's go to one more example. We're going to estimate the square root of 204 to the nearest whole number. So 204 is a pretty big number. So what you're going to have to do is kind of guess and check. Okay, so hopefully we know up to our 12s. We should know that 12 times 12 is 144. So we know it's got to be bigger than 12. Okay, well, 13 times 13 is 169. So we're getting closer. 14 times 14 is 196. We're getting pretty close. Could I go one more? Let's see, 15 times 15. Oh, you know what? That's going to be 225. So we really overshot that. So it looks like 196 is pretty close to 204. It looks like only 8 away. And 8 away for a number that's so large is not that big of a deal. And it's closer than actually 225. So we can say the nearest whole number that 204 is closest to is 196. So we can round 204 to the square root of 196, which is 14. So again, whenever you're solving these types of problems, think about that perfect square chart, okay? Hopefully we have at least probably all the way to maybe about here memorized. And then what you're going to do is you're going to round any square roots that you're given to one of these perfect squares to be able to find that estimation for your square root. Thanks for watching.